friends. Today we are going to learn the first lesson in economics, that is development. So in this lesson we are going to learn about certain points, that is meaning of development, elements of economic development, objectives and development, per capita income, human development indicators, gender equality and self-help groups. What do you mean by development? You can see a person. If you observe, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎತ್ತರ ಗಾತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್. ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಇಂಟೆಲೆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪವರ್, ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಪವರ್ and his new way of thinking. All these matters. So in a country's development also gives the human powers indicators, that is the availability of the resources and usage of the materials in a genuine manner, and natural resources that he has to utilize in a wonderful manner to develop the country. So here, why the development is essential? Yes, the countries will be depending on their per capita income, classified into three: underdeveloped country, developing country, developed country. Our country comes under the developing nation. But Modi visited many of the countries and showing his capacity that we can easily evaluate that our country is growing very nicely, and we can analyze that it is also a developed country. But certain areas it is still has to develop. So per capita income, if the per capita income is more and more, this is the indicator for the development of the country. So you are going to learn about per capita income and human development indicator, that is shelter, basic amenities, and all will come under that. The human development is nothing but the person who is working for the country, and he is also visiting other countries for the development of our nation. For example, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ನ ಕಸಿನ್ಸ್ನ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ನೋಡೇ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? either it may be for the country's sake, that is they are working for India and they are visiting other countries for the development of our country. ಆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶನ ಕೂಡ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ nowadays the segregating of the waste. That is also a Japan's technology which we are adapting. So many of our country people who are visiting other countries and implementing that particular things in our country for the development. So likewise, there are many more areas which we can see, and this lesson tells about the one more thing is gender equality. Women self-help groups is also there, and they are giving support to women, and self-help groups also creating new jobs in all for women. So presently we are observing many areas women are equally working just like a men. So in this lesson you are going to learn about the gender equality and women self-help groups. So complete information we are going to learn through the explanation. Yes, economics first lesson, that is unit number 1, development. Let us know about development lesson in detail. The meaning of development and underdevelopment, indicators of human development and gender related development. These are the points you are going to learn in this lesson. So what do you mean by development? Development refers to progress of a person in a particular field. Either it may be social, economical, educational, or any other development you can refer. So it refers to increases in a country's capacity to serve economic interest of its citizens and overcoming economic problems like poverty and employment inequality, inflation, etc. A person can be developed, either it may be in social field or in educational or intellectual or physical, any development, but it must be useful for the country so that he can sustain in the country for the development of his own and support the country's development. So like for example, if it is social development, means you are observing NGOs, those who are serving the society and rendering service for the development of our country. Educational field, the educationists and so many wonderful educators, they are doing so many experiments to educate the people in a different manner. Even in our school life, earlier what you are learning in the first standard, presently you are not. You are advanced in your own way. So these all are the educational development which we are observing. This makes the country's growth and development also. Likewise, all the fields. Okay, so development has to be rendered. Otherwise, our country's progress may not be possible. So, here one definition they have given, that is Professor Mehrer and Baldwin. Economic development is a process whereby an economist real nation's income increases over a long period of time. Over a long period of time, his income must increase. How it will increase? Based on the development of the each field. So what are the elements of economic development? Yes, development has to be taken place in each and every country. So when it is supposed to develop, there are certain process. So elements, what are the elements to be essential for the development? First one is process, an increase in the real national income over a long period. These three they have to check out. First, process. Yes, whatever development is essential, we have to go through the process. The term process refers to the operation of the forces that bring about changes in the supply of factors of production and in the structure of the demand and the products. So, it's a process you are observing in each and every product which you are purchasing. So, the process will take place and will give the final and wonderful product. So, the process must be systematic. When it is systematic, the product will come in a clear and attractive manner. So, it is a first step in the elements of economic development. National income. National income is defined as the total value of all goods and services produced in a country during 1 year. This asked as a 1 mark question, tricky question also. In a year or longer period or certain years, likewise they will ask. It will be a 1 year. Within 1 year, the national income is defined. What is national income? If they ask this complete sentence, you have to write. You cannot write your own words. It must be written only these words. National income is defined as the total value of all goods and services produced in a country during 1 year. What is inclusive development? In this lesson, many subheadings are there. All these subheadings you have to put WHAT, what. Likewise, you have to read the lesson. If you read on your own, it won't give any clarity. You have to frame for each and every subheadings why, what, where, when. Questioning way of reading can easily make you to understand. So, inclusive development. What is inclusive development? Ensuring that every person is benefited by the process of development is called inclusive development. Everyone has to be benefited, then only it is known as inclusive development. Likewise, sustainable development. What is the sustainable development of a country? So, preserving natural resources and environment for the benefit of a future generation is called sustainable development. We have to use the natural resources, but it must be genuine. It must be used in a judicial manner so that the next generation also can enjoy the nature. So, the next part of the lesson is objectives of economic development. What is the objectives of economic development? Increasing income, attaining equality, reducing poverty, unemployment and inequality, and conserving resources and environment, enhancing welfare of the people. These all are the objectives of economic development. You can bifurcate all these points into one after another. Increase in income, attaining equality, reducing poverty, unemployment and inequality. conserving resources and environment, enhancing welfare of the people. These all are the objectives. ಇದಿಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇಶದ್ದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. Next, underdevelopment. What do you mean by underdevelopment? Resources may not be utilized properly, education may not be possible, and literature level will be low, and poverty and many problems. You learned in political science first lesson that after independence we faced many problems. Those problems before the independence, what we had, we rectified one after another. But still many countries are not yet solved those type of problems that leads to underdevelopment. Development may not be completely possible because of all these drawbacks. So underdevelopment means, the word underdevelopment notes a backward, underdeveloped, stagnant situation in an underdeveloped economy. The production and per capita income is very less. Underdevelopment countries, per capita income will be less, income will be less, and the education will be very low, and literacy level will be low, and poverty they are facing, health problems, population of country will be more. So many drawbacks, all these matters for the underdevelopment. So national income, how it will be? National income will be low in this underdeveloped countries. National income, this is also, you can frame it as a national income indicators of the development. National income and per capita income. National income, what is national income if they ask? National income is the total income of the people. The country, residing in a country, economic progress cannot take place in a country where population increases along with the increase in national income. Comparison of the economic development between the countries which have different levels of population will not be appropriate. Hence, per capita income is also being used as an indicator of development. Instead of national income, in this way, we can analyze and conclude that it is not appreciable to measure. So, one question they may ask you: national income, per capita income may not be an indicator of the development of national income. If they ask the question, this paragraph you have to write for 2-mark question. So what is per capita income? Per means an individual. Per capita income is derived by the dividing total income of the country with that of the population of that country. Complete countries per individual, if you distribute and segregate, you can analyze how much amount or how much salary they were deriving. Based on that, per capita income will be evaluated. If per capita income increases, standard of living of people increases. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ತಾನೇ ಬೇಡ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ ಲೈಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಿಟ್ ಆನ್ ಸೋಫಾ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಲಕ್ಸುರಿಯಸ್ places or luxurious way of leading life. Everyone wants wonderful, comfortable lifestyle. When it will be available? If per capita income means your father's income or any of the person who is rendering, getting more and more salaries in your family, his or her income, if it is more, you can definitely get the wonderful standard of living. So per capita income, if it increases, standard of living also increases. Per capita income does not take into consideration availability of education, health or other social factor. It does not take into consideration. If your father is not feeling well, he will get the salary.
If he is not too great educated, according to his education, he will get the salary. So per month, the salary and the tax will be deducted. That is regular procedure. So it may not take in consideration of education, health and all. So based on the salary, he is going to pay the tax. In this way, we can conclude that per capita income cannot be the true measure of development. Human development indicators. What is the meaning of this human development indicators? Human development is nothing but we people are working for many areas. So service oriented people like teachers, doctors, engineers, all these people are working for the country. Yes, definitely. Who are paying more and more taxes? The professionals only. Professionals, business people, of course. Those who are gaining more and more salaries or more and more income, definitely they have to pay the taxes. That is mandatory for everyone as a professional tax. So HDI, that is Human Development Indicator, is the average of the life expectancy of people, educational achievement and gross national income per capita of the people of a country. Life expectancy. What is life expectancy? This is also 1 mark question. The age till which the people of the country are expected to survive. So this also they asked as a 1 mark question. Life expectancy. ಎಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೂ ಅವನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. Availability of nutritious food, excellent health, hygiene, facilities, clean environment. This is also one of the indicator for human development. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ತಾನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಫುಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರಬೇಕು, ಮಾಲ್ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛತಾ ಭಾರತ್. Now, steps taken to achieve gender equality. This is the last part of the lesson and you are going to learn about the women self-help groups also. What are the steps to achieve gender equality? What do you mean by gender equality? Yes, gender equality is nothing but men and women are treated equally according to our constitution. Yes, both are getting all the facilities like voting or any other professions. They can opt wherever they want to live their life. They can live the life. So all these areas, every area, women are equally participating just like men. You can search in our country's development where all the places the women are dominating and working for the cause of the country also. To provide social, economic, educational and political equality to women. You have learned excuse me, in political science first lesson about the women and women empowerment information also. So in this lesson you are going to learn about the steps taken to achieve the gender equality. They may ask you a 3 mark question. According to your view, tell me the steps taken to achieve gender equality. So on that time you may think that I can write my own sentences. No. The textbook points, what they have given, that points only you have to highlight. Then only you will fetch 3 marks. To provide social, society nalli avrige equal responsibilities irutte, equal avrige ಸ್ಥಾನಮಾನ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ, ಎಜುಕೇಷನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಕೋಯೆಡ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕೋಯೆಡ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಎಜುಕೇಷನಲ್. And political. There are certain seats allocated for women in the parliament too. So these all are the places they are getting the equal opportunities. Equality of freedom and opportunities to both men and women. To increase the sex ratio, compulsory free education for girl child. Of course, till 14 years, free and compulsory education system introduced in our country. But female child given more importance. To promote participation of women in economic activities. For example, nowadays you are observing who is our financial minister, Nirmala Sitaraman. She is also a lady. She is doing the economic activities of our country, and this itself will tells about the steps taken in our country to achieve the gender equality, to provide reservations for women in all the spheres of life, like any of the job opportunities, women are given the priority by giving opportunity as a women quota. Last part of the lesson is women self-help groups are supportive to women empowerment. Yes, where there are many people who are not having a financial support, they can go through this SHG, that is women self-help groups, or widow, or because of the so many threats of dowry, harassment, so many problems they are facing. Through that, they may come out from the family and lead their life individually, and through this self-help groups they can render the service, and they can educate their children, and they can lead their life comfortably. So SHG are formed in all villages and cities in order to promote participation of women in economic activities and thereby achieving economic empowerment. The self-help groups is a group of women who come together to share their resources, obtain external support, and take business jointly and earn income. They are trained in managing accounts, handling bank transactions, and skilled to take up remunerative income generating activities. For example, you are observing SHG, that is self-help groups. So through that, many women are getting a wonderful opportunities to start their own garments, start their own companies, start their own small-scale industries, start their own way of industries. Either it may be home-made materials, like you are observing garam masala, so many, papad making, so many things. These all are supported by the self-help groups only. So self-help groups have been instrumental in helping women to and save and spend at their willingness, which in turn increases dignity and autonomy. So self-help groups are supporting the women financially, and they are also giving the support to the children who are educating through that. And there will be a certain scholarships also will be given for children. Those who are under this group members, children will be giving the educational and some other scholarship. So self-help groups are rendering service to the children as well as the women. So this part is the last of our lesson. So in this lesson, I told you already 1 mark questions. You can go through what are these 1 mark question. How do you measure standard of living, gross national income and per capita? Means you can make it national. What is national income? What is per capita income? Likewise, who takes the credit of framing HDI? So in this answer is Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq. So the answer I have given. What is the India's HDI? The answer is 0.586. What do you mean by the empowerment? This also asked as 1 mark question. Empowerment is a process that enforces people with power, that is access to resources, expands individuals' capacity and power of decision making. So these all are the points. Thank you, children.